Elon Musk. $25,000 car for the masses was just unveiled by Volkswagen. They just wanted to get Elon in the headline of that.
Yeah.
They're just like, how can we? They were just doing some A/B testing, you know? They're like, we need some more celebrity in there. So Volkswagen, I guess, beat them to the punch is really what they're saying, because Elon had talked for a while about, I like the look of that car, by the way.
It does look futuristic.
Man.
Looks like a Golf. Volkswagen Golf.
I don't mind the look of that car.
It is very streamlined. Like, especially in this angle. This curve here.
It's like you're animating a movie and they say, we need car. And
the less lines as possible.
And you're like, here, I present you car.
Uh-huh.
You're like, oh, I don't mind that. It has an expression, doesn't it, on the face?
It does, yeah.
It has a face to it.
This could be in the Pixar film.
That's what I mean. Although it does say 25 euros rather than 25,000 US, but whatever. I don't even know what the exchange rate is. Maybe it's equivalent because they put dollars. Fortune should know the exchange rate.
Yeah.
So maybe 25,000 euros is 25,000 US. I think it's a good-looking car. It's unfortunate that we don't have a Tesla at that price point, even though it was talked about forever and ever. And then people rumored that there would be a Model 1 that would actually do that dance at $25K. Mm-hmm. Some of these other companies still have tremendous advantage in terms of R&D and just the scale and manufacturing efficiency and so forth, and they may be able to target it first. Although it's also important to note in that same breath that these other companies have had difficulty turning a profit, and many of these electric vehicles are sort of early stage, and profitability will come at a later date. They're just like, we got to get these out, no matter what the cost to actually move units and continue to innovate. And a lot of their profit margin is still in their gasoline vehicles for some of these companies.
So the car is actually called the ID2 All. What do you think of that name?
It's like it's for everybody.
It's for everyone, yeah.
2 all.
2 All.
Or is it because it's all-wheel drive? I don't think it's going to be all-wheel drive for $25K. Volkswagen is unlikely to sell this car in the U.S., though. For one, the effect is only truly pronounced in the cast of replacement models rather than those that enter the all-new segment at a different price point. Someone who can afford the minimum $42,990 for a Model 3 won't likely be shopping for a vehicle at nearly half the price. Secondly, Musk has a documented track record of missing his launch dates. Customers who dropped a $250,000 deposit on the Founders Edition of the Roadster in 2017. Wow, what are you doing with a $250,000 deposit from 5 years ago?
Yeah.
I have to assume some people have pulled out of that deal. Some people. But if you had the money in the first place, maybe you don't care.
Sure.
You're just like, give me one when you have it. What I heard about for a cheaper Tesla was that it would be for the Chinese market, possibly designed by the Chinese team and made in the Gigafactory over there in Shanghai. Is kind of was what had been rumored. But this applies pressure. This is competition. This is beautiful stuff. You have a nice looking machine that comes from VW. Whether they can make any money from it or not, they kind of state their claim, send their message, and work towards figuring out a profitable version of it. And it's not unusual. We talk about consoles a lot here. We talk about PlayStation and things, and they don't make very much money initially. They're going to sell you software, and over time they're going to figure out their efficiencies and actually profit on the console itself at a later date when they figure it out. But they're in a mad rush and race, and that's how competition works. You want to have companies competing for you to become their customer,
Especially price. That's a big statement. The lower the price and still having the EV option.
What are you saying? The lower the price, the better?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Without sacrificing too much there, you know.
Shout out Saul, shout out Jay, and shout out Alexander. Man, we're getting a lot of love over there. on the super chats today. Maybe because it's
Thank
a
you.
Friday, people in a good mood. Alexander says, do you think in the future driving will be a novelty and all vehicles will be autonomous by law? Yes, at some point, yes.
At some point, yeah.
I don't know how long, but at some point, yes.
But are we going to be driving? Or are we just going to
Driving
be in
would just
our
be for
headsets?
just for recreation. It would be just, you'd really feel like it, and you're doing it for fun. And otherwise, people will mostly go for autonomous at some point. I know that's sad to some people, but it's the nature of technology, you know. As, things move, things change.